President William Ruto is currently on the spot with citizens, waiting to see whether he will reorganize his government and reshuffle his cabinet as promised. On Friday, he announced new austerity measures.
47 state corporations with overlapping and duplicating functions will be dissolved, resulting in the elimination of their operational and maintenance costs, and their functions will be integrated into the respective line ministries. Staff currently employed by the affected corporations will be transferred to ministries and other state agencies within government.
The president, who addressed the nation from State House following 2 weeks of protracted demonstrations by Gen Zs who are demanding for change in government, promised to make changes in tandem with his cost-saving measures. Dr. Ruto raised a lot of hope among citizens on his commitment towards the reorganization of his administration when he announced the decision to suspend the filling of 50 positions of chief administrative secretaries and the reduction of the number of advisors in government by 50%.
The decision to fill the position of cabinet of chief administrative secretaries is hereby suspended. The number of advisors in government shall be reduced by 50% within the public service with immediate effect.
Those in the know told Maisha TV the president will trim his cabinet to 15, including the office of the Attorney General, a move that will see ministries merged. In Friday's pronouncement, the head of state also scrapped budgetary allocations to the office of the First Lady, the spouse of the Deputy President, and the spouse of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, besides removing budgetary provisions for confidential budgets in various executive offices, including his
budget lines providing for the operations of the office of the First Lady, the spouse of the Deputy President, and the Prime Cabinet Secretary will be removed. Similarly, the budget provisions for confidential budgets in various executive offices, including my own office, have been removed, and the budget for renovations across government reduced.
Ruto is under pressure to fire some of his cabinet secretaries for either engaging in corruption or exhibiting arrogance. Some of them have been accused of getting involved in politics and participating in fundraisers, contributing millions of shillings, raising questions on their sources of income less than 2 years since they assumed office. Cabinet Secretaries Mithika Linturi of Agriculture, Susan Nahumicha of Health, Kipchumba Murkomen of Transport, Ezekiel Mashogu of Education, Moses Kuri of Public Service, and energist Davis Chirchir are among those who have faced the wrath of Kenyans in the manner they handled their respective dockets.
Kama kweli tunapeana mawe, mchanga kwa wakulima wa Kenya, hii Kenya haki ya Mungu imekwisha. Sababu hatuwezi maliza njaa Kenya bila mbegu na bila mbolea bora.
Linturi survived an impeachment process against him in parliament after being saved by a committee of 11 members, despite majority MPs recommending his removal over fake fertilizer scandal, which left the Kenya Kwanza administration hard pressed to explain how it happened.
Order, honorable members.
He faced accusations of gross misconduct, gross violation of the constitution, and committing a crime under national law, and risked becoming the first one in the current administration to be removed from office if Parliament had impeached him from office.
The Select Committee has discharged its constitutional mandate.
Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nahumicha has faced criticism in the manner in which she has handled the strike of medical staff working in public health facilities, where services were completely paralyzed. The CS, who appeared before the National Assembly plenary to answer questions in April, said her ministry was ready for collective bargaining agreement negotiations while participating in discussions to reach a solution to the crisis that has threatened to cripple the health sector.
A solution will only be found when we sit on the table and discuss as all stakeholders. Remember, we have county governments, they are stakeholders in this matter. We have the Ministry of Labour, they are stakeholders in this matter. We have National Treasury, they are stakeholders in this matter. We have Public Service Commission, they are stakeholders.
Mashogo attracted the wrath of Kenyans for postponing opening of schools in May at midnight, a move that inconvenienced students who had traveled to various schools, yet he had an opportunity to make the decision earlier. The CS came under intense criticism from political leaders and Kenyans who felt that he had lost the grip of his ministry, since they could not understand why he could make such a crucial decision at the 11th hour when he had ample time to do that.
Mvua haijaanza jana, haijaanza juzi. Kwa hivyo it doesn't make sense maana ya wao kuleta circular saa 7 ya usiku. Hata nani alikuwa online, hata headmaster mgani alikuwa online kujua kwamba shule hazifunguliwi kesho.
Kia Rigiji akisema ati watoto wataenda shule. Hakuna kenye tazuia kuenda shule. Mimi nikatoa msichana yangu nikaweka kwa gari kwenda Nairobi. Sasa watoto wengi walitoka asubuhi, parents wengi wajui watoto wako wapi.
Hasa hapo ni jambo tunakashifu kidogo, manake serikali hapo ingeangalia kidogo, hata heri inge announce hapo awali nyuma kidogo, ingekuwa ni sawa. Sasa watu wamechanganyikiwa, recommend la shule hata wajui ni shule wanaenda ama wanarudi wapi.
This is Kuria's proposal to have all public servants put on contract met opposition with politicians and workers union, saying that they will not allow such an unpopular decision that will claw back gains made in the job market to be adopted by the government.
Those who are elected, including myself, have a security of tenure, because even a removal, you have to go through a process. Judges serve beyond the age of 72 years old, and they got a security of tenure. Any employment or engagement as a worker for any organization that is purely based on a contractual arrangement, and contractual arrangement includes being a casual. When you're employed as a casual worker, you are on temporary terms, and those in law would normally be those who are employed for, strictly speaking, 6 months or on a monthly basis. So that is a crazy idea, and I don't think any Kenyan who cares for our people and those who keep the government machinery running, that they will be employed on a contractual basis. That's a very crazy idea.
From his corner, Chirchir has been on the spot over the frequent nationwide power blackouts that have been witnessed in the last 1 year. The CS blames the outages on insufficient investment in infrastructure. According to Chirchir, the country has not had any major electricity system upgrades for the past 6 years, hence the plans to build a new 33 kV line between Narok and Bomet to prevent constant power blackouts.
5 towers which went down between Kejabe and Mount Longonot, we have investigated and we are looking at the report on how they came down. Was it poor workmanship on the base?
Murkomen has been on the receiving end over the blackouts and leaking of roof witnessed at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, which is the country's gateway.
That hysteria that people have with small problems should be directed to good energy to report the good things that are happening at the airport. The fixing of the leakages and the old infrastructure is a continuous process. Yeah, I cannot stand here and say we will not have a problem tomorrow because it rains or a thunderstorm, or that, you know, there will not be a problem here and there. We are making progress step by step.
For Special Report, I'm Mesh Msimbi.